extreme goal.
She wasn't going for goal, but she'll happily accept it.
It's gone all the way through, and look at this! Chewinga! Did you dare write Barcelona off?
The career of one of the all-time greats is all but over.
Nice comeback.
Uma oportunidade de dizer alguma coisa que eu acho que nunca disse.
Let's get this party started.
NFL Game Pass is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl.
To the end zone. What a play!
It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Katie Taylor does it again. Look at the emotion.
Whoa, Mr. Cameraman, 1 second, what are you doing? Can I not enjoy the small pleasures of life? Can I not enjoy Santa Monica Pier? I will be back very, very soon, but we're here for something a bit different because Riyadh season has gone global. We've gone international. Riyadh season has come to LA for this. Crawford versus Madrimov. Grand Arrivals starts today and it begins very, very soon. Clock in.
Live on DAZN, August 3rd, Crawford versus Madrimov. How do you know you're the best? Is it the 40-fight undefeated streak? Dominating 3 divisions? Or is it that you're always looking for more? Facing an undefeated champion on the #1 boxing platform in the world, Crawford versus Madrimov. August 3rd, buy now at DAZN.com.
See that there? I would never go on. Ferris wheel, I'll stay away from that. I'll stay away from all the rides. But I'll also sample some of the delights of LA. We are in West California for something very, very special. Is that Sergio Mora's boat? Is that the boat? Sergio, is that your boat? Probably is Sergio's boat.
Sergio
got
he
all
did some
that.
right things
He got all that big money.
Yeah.
I know all the investments are here. We are here for Grand Arrivals. I mean, look how special this is. This is incredible, right? This is, as I said at the top, Riyadh season has gone international. We're in LA for, I think, one of the best fight cards we've ever seen in America. This is almost going back to Don King era of the 90s. It isn't just Crawford versus Madrimov. It's so much more, and I'm in the company of a couple of superstars as well. Showtime, Sean Porter, the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora. We're here. I love this. This is incredible, by the way. I mean, this is very, very difficult to stay here when I want to go outside and sample what LA has to offer. But Sergio, how good is it to be back in your turn?
Well, it's incredible. California love and welcome, Ade, because this is how sunny and beautiful California is. And look, I love the fact that Riyadh season didn't come in here. I mean, to Southern California. I mean, all different types of people, all different types of fans. And what an A-plus matchmaking card we got. Incredible, man. It can't get bigger than this.
It really can't, can it? I mean, look, Crawford versus Madrimov is enough. I mean, you can sell it just on that and have nobody on the undercard. But in fact, we've got some real special kids on the undercard, some veterans, some people coming through, some champions. We've got a really good fight card some Saturday.
Great card. I like the fact that we've kind of like checked off every box.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of everything. You get the big guys, the little guys, some of them in between as well. A lot of action on fight night, some knockouts on fight night, and a lot of drama on fight night. I think that's what everybody wants to see. They want to see the drama. Who's going to win?
You know what I like as well? I like what we're doing here for Grander Rivals. I mean, we could be in a gym. We could do the usual stuff that we do in boxing. But we said, you know what, why? Let's sample this weather, and we're on the pier. And I mean, I just think this is incredible, and this is what boxing needs to do.
Listen,
you need to get in the casual fans that are wondering what's going on here. Everyone's loving this.
When I saw the schedule, I jumped out of my seat. I was sitting down at my desk. I jumped out of my seat. This is perfect for boxing. This is what you have to do to boxing, Sergio. Take boxing to the people.
Yeah.
People ain't coming to boxing, so now we got to take it to them. And I think Riyadh season, everybody has done the right thing to this point, bringing us to the pier, and then later on we'll be at Chinese Theater.
We're at the Chinese Theater as well.
Man, it's gonna be a great week.
And to that point, Sergio, he's right. We do need to bring the people to boxing. You know, boxing throughout the years has struggled to kind of get a new audience, and you're seeing all the kids walking past, people that maybe don't ever watch a boxing event. They're going to be watching this thinking, okay, what is this? The intrigue.
Exactly.
And it only happens by putting it outdoors like this.
No, look, before we think that it's social media going to gather the kids, you know, sometimes that's the case. But when you put it at piers, when you put it at Chinese Men's Theater, downtown LA, you put it in iconic places where people are just walking by, then you start seeing it. You start seeing the faces, the names. You put two and two together, the zone, everything. That's how you market places. That's how you get the attention of these younger fans, these casual fans. And I'm telling you, boxing's in a great place right now. Not only with this card, but the mega fights they've been getting consistently back after back. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And one thing I do like is this fight week. I know we've seen it in a bit. Look, this is nothing new, right? In Vegas, we did Grander Rivals, but we've continued it. And I think for big fight cards, this is what you need to do. It can't just be weigh-ins and fight night. You need to get them in from the beginning of the week, and this is what we do with Grander Rivals. There's going to be some special Grander Rivals as well. I don't want to give too much away, but this is what you need to do. Obviously, look, Sean's not been with us in Saudi Arabia, so we're going to have to hold his hand through this one. But Sergio, you can speak to it, Sergio. You've been out there. You've seen what they do out there.
No, Riyadh season, I mean, they go all out. They go all out with everything, from the red carpets to the lights to the pyromechanics to, of course, the fighting, the matchmaking. But it's the creme de la creme. And I'm telling you right now, Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season, they roll out the red carpet, and you're seeing it now.
Would you guys enjoy this? I always feel like fighters, forget the heavyweights, right? Because they can come in and weigh whatever. But you fighters that have to make weight, would you enjoy this, or would you want to be in the gym right now? Would you take all this? Yep.
No, you gotta soak it up, because this is part of why you started boxing. You wanted to get to this stage. You wanted to get to the best of the best and be in the elite. This is the moment. You got to soak it up. You got to take pictures. You got to enjoy it. And, of course, you still got to fight. That's when business gets serious.
I did it myself, but what I would do if I was a promoter or a manager, I would encourage these guys, be on your job. Yeah. Be a professional, because on fight week, we're going to have some fun, and we want you to enjoy it. We don't want you so tight because of weight and all these other things. I handled it. Once I saw the fun that could be had, I was like, oh, let me handle the weight so I can go out there and have some fun. I hope these guys already have some fun this week.
Yeah, I hope they do as well. There's a few that have experienced Riyadh season already, Israil Madrimov being one of them, but hopefully all of them can experience it, enjoy it, because these nights don't come round week in, week out. You've got to enjoy the big ones. Enjoy this as well. You're talking about promos. Enjoy this Crawford Madrimov promo.
you're gonna fight, boy, do it for some money.
Remember the dream. Stay focused. Everything or nothing. Final round. Everything or nothing, son. Everything or nothing.
I love it. I love it. I love seeing things like that. We again, you know, we don't see these kind of promos in the sport of boxing. But one thing that Turki Al-Sheikh has made sure that we do see is that he loves that kind of stuff. And I feel like I watch it.
We love that kind of
it's
stuff.
True, but why haven't we seen it? Why haven't we seen it before?
Well, look, it's kind of like a motion picture. You get to see what, you know, it's like a movie, a mini movie, right? You get to see the come up of both fighters. We get it from the mud. That's exactly what we need to see. Then we've got to expose to the fans, and I love the fact that they're doing it so perfectly, the way Al-Sheikh is doing it.
You know, I love that Crawford's getting all of this love right now. Like maybe it might be towards the end of his career. He's 37. I mean, who knows how long it can go on for? But I like the fact he's wanted this, and now finally he's getting it all. I like that.
No, I'm gonna speak to Terence as a human being for a moment. He's not a flashy guy.
No, he's not.
If he was a flashy guy, he'd be so butthurt that he probably wouldn't even want to fight anymore at this point because he's now getting everything that he's truly deserved 7, 10, 12 years ago, a decade ago, easily. He was a champion a decade ago. He deserved this kind of love, this kind of attention. The good part about it is he's humble enough that as it's finally coming to him, he's going to take it gracefully. He's going to do what he wants to do it until he gets out of this thing, and then he's going to go on and live his life. He's not going to want to have all of this kind of love and attention when he's done anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he got it when he did.
Well said, sir. All right, should we get the show on the road? I think we should. Let's do this. Grand Arrivals. Let's throw it downstairs to MC, Mr. Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Arrivals for Riyadh season card. A great night of World Championship Boxing this Saturday, August 3rd from BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It is all being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, and promoted by Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, Sella, Gold Star Promotions, and Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions. This great event will be shown in the United States on DAZN, ESPN Plus, pay-per-view, Amazon Prime, and In Demand. In the UK on DAZN and TNT Sports Box Office. In Mexico on Televisa and ESPN Knockout. And in Saudi Arabia on MBC. It will be shown worldwide on DAZN. At this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turki Al-Sheikh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the grand arrival started. Our first two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 6-round contest in the welterweight division. First, let's welcome from Opole, Poland. He brings a professional record of 6 wins, 7 defeats. 2 of his 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Mikhail Bulin. And now let's welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, undefeated with 5 wins. 1 of those 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the pride of the Arab world, Ziad Zizo Al-Mayyouf.
Ziad Al-Mayyouf trained by Buddy McGirt. I mean, for someone so inexperienced, he's got a very experienced trainer.
Yeah, this kid's fun.
Yeah,
I've seen him box before.
Yeah.
He's a fun guy to watch in the ring, and it's going to be a good opportunity for him.
And his trainer, Buddy McGirt, is fun. He's an excellent trainer, excellent fighter, 2-division champion. I mean, if you want someone in your corner with a lot of knowledge, that's the man to have. But this kid, 5-0, you know, this is a good opportunity for him to soak up what the main stage is like. And yeah, like you said earlier, Ade, this is what we dream of. This is what we want. And for a 5-0 fighter, this is everything.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing Saturday in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest.
Ziad, you have boxed all over the world. You finally get back to Southern California to fight right here in Los Angeles. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, I would say Saudi superhero is on a mission abroad. You know, Batman has left Gotham City, but look, he never doesn't return. And I'm right here to do a job. I'm going to do the job and come back. But first, I want to say, Los Angeles, thank you, LA. Saudi's in LA, and one day LA will be in Saudi. I love you all.
You got a big opportunity here, Ziad, in front of a lot of eyeballs on Saturday night. What do you want to show in this fight?
Look, as much pressure as it is, you can talk about it, sure, but even more privilege comes with it. To be a flag bearer, to be a superhero, to be a symbol to not only a state or a city, but a country, as in Saudi Arabia. But I can go even as far as saying the Arab world. The whole side of the world I carry with me when I go into the ring. And this is, you know, all due to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, the king, the crown prince, and his excellency, Turki Ali Sheikh, for giving me the opportunity and the faith, but they gave it to the right guy.
We know you're ready. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, Chris. And again, bucket list checked off to be interviewed by Chris Mannix. Go tell a 10-year-old Arab fighter that one day this is going to happen, and watch the look on their faces, but one day many more are going to come after me. That's the mission.
I look forward to that. Ade, will back up to you.
I like that. I mean, bucket list Chris Mannix, though. I'm not quite sure about that. Bucket list
I was nodding my head when he said that, but everything else, I mean, what a speaker. What a speaker.
What's he talking about? Anyway, let's go back down to Thomas Schreiber.
Let's continue with our grand arrivals. Our next 2 fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest in the super middleweight division. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. His professional record, undefeated with 20 wins, 1 draw, 10 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Marcos Ramon Zurdo Vasquez.
This is one of those fights that have gone under the radar, I think, just because the card is so stacked. But I think this is a competitive fight. Steve Nelson versus Marcos Rodriguez. As you heard Thomas Triber say there, Marcus Rodriguez unbeaten. Obviously hasn't fought at this kind of level before, but doesn't mean he can't fight at this level, Sergio.
Well, this is exactly what, it's sink or swim. You got two undefeated guys from polar opposite sides of the country, of the world, but this is what it means to get to the next level, the contender level. So once you're 15-0, 20-0, what these guys are, that the winner goes on to a bigger championship fight or a contender type fight. But one of these guys is going to fall backwards, but someone's always got to go.
Someone's has got to go. Who's it going to be? Marcus Rodriguez or the guy that we're going to see next, Steven Nelson?
And now let's welcome from Omaha, Nebraska, undefeated with 19 wins, 15 of his 19 wins by knockout. Here is Steve So Cold Nelson.
Steven Nelson, 19 fights, 19 wins, 15 of those by knockout. This is where you take the next step. This is where we know, are you going to be that guy that potentially could be fighting for belts, or are you going to be that guy that stays at this level? He gets through Vasquez, he could be that guy that's fighting for titles. Obviously can punch as well, Sean. I mean, 15 knockouts, and it might not be 15 top guys, but 15 knockouts is 15 knockouts, Sean.
Absolutely. And again, we can talk all day and all night about the opportunities that some of these guys are going to get. This specific guy from Omaha, not who we know as the other guy from Omaha. Not expected to do the things that Bud has done, but for him to get an opportunity like this is really great.
Let's have a look at the face-off.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round super middleweight contest.
I love it. It's tense. It's good. Both of them, they know what's on the line. They know what kind of card they're fighting on. They know about the opportunity. Winner, as you say, stays on. Loser has to kind of make their way back up. I love it.
Every fighter goes to this period, Ade, where, you're going to have to face another unbeaten fighter. You're not going to be, cherry picking all through your career. So you have to fight guys like these.
Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for both the IBF International and WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger from Ciudad de Mexico, Distrito Federal. His professional record consisting of 30 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw. 21 of his 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Antonio Tonio Moran.
This is expected to be very hard work for Antonio Moran, just because the guy he takes on. I mean, Eddie Hearn's on the stage, and Eddie Hearn would tell you he's the best lightweight in the planet now, and that's Andy Cruz. But there's a difference, as you guys know, between amateur boxing and professional boxing. And Moran has had a lot more professional fights than Andy Cruz. How can he use that to his advantage?
Look, whenever you got 37 professional fights and you only got knocked out one time, and that's by a champion in Devin Haney, you know you're the goods. You're one of those guys that you're going to test. Guys with only 3 fights. I don't care how great of an amateur you were, you still only have 3 professional fights in Andy Cruz against a fighter that has 37. One of these tough Mexican fighters that can make it ugly for anyone. I give a lot of credit for the Cuban sensation Eddie Hearn to really put him up against a tough Mexican like this, but this is when you find out what you really got, Ade.
Indeed, because you look at the losses of Moran. I mean, as you mentioned there, Devin Haney, Arnold Barboza, Jermaine Ortiz is on that list as well. These are good, world-class, world-level fighters. No shame in those defeats. So you're right, this fight will tell us, I think, do you fast-track Andy Cruz straight away, or do you pump the brakes a little bit if Andy Cruz doesn't steamroll him?
No, yeah, but we need to see that. And I think Cruz, he's so polished and he's getting better and better. Normally, fighters with that type of pedigree, they run into a fighter of this caliber, like Moran, that has so much professional experience, and they actually don't look that good. Look at Lomachenko when he fought Salido. That's when you know what we have with Lomachenko. He passed that tough test against a tough Mexican in Salido.
See, this is what always happens with Grand Rivals. Fighters, see, Sean, you got to speak to these fighters, Sean. Some of these fighters are like, yeah, I'll turn up when I want to turn up, and
I
I'll
asked
get
somebody
here.
earlier, I said, you handling the fighters? He said, yeah. I said, you gonna make sure they're on time, right? It's a part of the process.
It is, and one thing I will say as well, LA traffic.
Oh.
And I touch you because this is your town. You know, LA traffic is horrendous.
It's horrendous, and we didn't think that Sean was going to make it on time from the airport to LAX all the way here, and he was here on time.
I
you know
have
the
angels
shortcuts.
around me,
You know
so
the
it is
you know
what
the
it is.
shortcuts or something.
Yeah, and his name's Showtime for a reason.
Yeah,
when
that's
it's
right.
Showtime,
That's right.
he'll be here for it. But back to Andy Cruz. Again, look, Eddie Hearn's very excited. Eddie Hearn says he'll put him in with any lightweight now, right? Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Javante Davis. How far away is he from the very best? When you have that kind of amateur
not
record.
Not far. You know, because you have that experience already fighting against guys all over the world, that international experience where you faced every style from all over the country, all over the world. So it's going to be quick. I mean, you're guys like that and Akhmat Daliev and fighters like Lomachenko, these guys under 10 fights can get to a world title shot.
What we've seen from him so far, though, and this is Andy Cruz, is he goes all the way. Points all the time. Points. Does he need a bit of this? Start denting people. Does he need a bit of that?
You know, it's gonna come. He's working with Bozy Ennis.
Yeah.
That part that they're gonna add that to the game. They're working on it, and we're seeing him sit down in his punches more and more in the 3 or 4 fights that we've seen him in. My main thing though, as it pertains to fast tracking him, you got to make sure that he can handle some resistance before you put him in the ring with the elite. Make sure he handles resistance. It's not about can he handle it, it's about him seeing it before he gets in the ring with the elite. That's something that Eddie Hearn doesn't know about. I know about that. 300 amateur fights, the first time I faced some resistance, I said, oh shit, what is this?
Yeah.
Gotta go through it first. Gotta go through it.
Apologies for the language there. Anyway, look, let's go back downstairs to Thomas Schreiber.
Good.
Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome, coming to us from St. Petersburg, Florida, by way of Belgrade, Serbia. His professional record, 29 wins, 2 defeats, 21 of his 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former world title challenger, Radivoje Hot Rod Kalajic.
Yeah, Radivoje Kalajic making his way. They heard Thomas Schreiber say former world title challenger. That world title shot was against Artur Beterbiev, and he got stopped in that fight. No shame, Artur Beterbiev stopped everyone.
Everyone gets
stopped by Beterbiev. But it's a good opportunity for him. I mean, we know how special David Morrell is, but that's at 168 pounds. I mean, you go up a weight class, you know, you're not the big boy anymore, so we'll see what he has to do against a big Kalajic. We'll see what he can do.
Well, he's going to have to bring that experience from the Beterbiev fight into this fight because Morrell is a very long, strong puncher as well. Different than Beterbiev, who was more of a crunching power. Morrell has that Cuban pedigree where he can snipe you from the outside, but he's also tough on the inside. But that experience, like Sean talked about, it's experience, and once the fighters get weathered, they can handle, you know, beasts that they put in front of them.
And now let's welcome a native of Cuba. Now fighting out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. He is undefeated with 10 wins, 9 of his 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated former WBA super middleweight champion of the world, David Modinel.
It's funny, right? There's been so much talk in the last few months that Benavidez is chasing Canelo and Canelo doesn't want to fight Benavidez. David Morrell is chasing David Benavidez. He wants that fight. Yeah. Morrell wants the Benavidez fight. I mean, I feel like it's going to happen at 175 now, not 168. This is a very, very special Cuban fighter. There's been so many in the last few years. He could be as good as the best we've ever seen.
He's scary. He really is because he has the height, he has the power, he has the reach, the pedigree. A 79-inch reach. That's ridiculous, and he uses it to his advantage. But he knows how to fight on the inside. That's what I love about fighters with his reach, his height, his experience. He knows how to fight on the inside, the body shots, the uppercuts, always looking for the knockout. This guy's going to be a boogeyman in this division.
Is this a good jump for him, Sean? He couldn't get the fights at 168. Is this a good jump for him, 175?
Oh, yeah. No, this is going to be a tough one for him. Moving up to 175, you got to deal with a bigger guy. That punch resistance is going to be there a little bit more. But he's always going to have the X factor. A lot like David Benavidez. Always going to be faster than the other guy. Always going to be stronger than the other guy. Always going to have more experience, more moves, more in the arsenal and things of that nature. So this should be a really good test for Morrell.
All right, big opportunity and a big test in front of you in David Morrell. How are you feeling about this fight?
I feel great. I'm excited to be on this big event against a fighter like David, so I can showcase my skills, and I'm just excited. He comes to fight, I come to fight. It's going to be an exciting fight.
This guy was impossible to beat at 168 pounds. What's the key for you in beating him at 175?
Just be myself and do what I'm good at. We have a game plan, and we're going to stick with it.
All right, well, good luck to you on Saturday.
Thank you.
David, we'll turn to you. First fight for you at 175. How are you feeling at this weight?
Man, I feel good. It's a long time. I'm not fighting 175, so I'm come back after a long time 175. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for the new division, for the new everything. I'm ready.
What do you want to show in this fight?
Man, the same every time. You know, the good box, a good job for my fans, for good job for my people. Like that's it. This is the new David Morrell, the same David Morrell, 175.
Good luck, David.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Adi?
I'm a big fan of David Morrell. I have to admit, I'm a big fan of him. I like the fact that he's picking up English as well. It helps. It really does. It helps your sell, helps your growth. And I like what he can do at 175, just because for the last couple of years, it's only really been Bivol and Beterbiev. All of a sudden, with Benavidez, a couple of the English kids as well, Boatsi Yard, 175 is looking swell again.
Absolutely. They filled it up immediately.
Yeah, just
and
like
I think it's great because there's great fight after great fight after great fight at 175. Of course, we know the big dogs, the somewhat old dogs, Bivol and Beterbiev, they're about to more than likely make their way out. And if not, one of these guys is going to conquer and take over.
It's a good division, isn't it now, though, Sergio? It's a really good division. Again, you add those two 168-pounders in there, and the division looks really good, and it's exciting. It isn't just looking forward to Bivol Beterbiev, but you're looking forward to, as Sean said, Morrell fighting Bivol, Benavidez fighting Beterbiev. Yes. Some interesting fights can be made.
No, and Sean makes a good point because Beterbiev, he has a 100% knockout ratio, but he is already on the other side of 30, and the new crowd is going to come in, the David Morrells of the world, and these guys want all the smoke. Bivol's still in there, he's still the man, but he fluctuates between 68 and 75. He's still the man in that division. Morrell wants everybody. He wants Benavidez, he wants Bivol, he wants anyone they put in front of him, and he has the power, the speed, and the pedigree to do just that. He just needs the opportunity.
Yeah, Morrell's hungry. Morrell's hungry for every opportunity that comes his way. By the way, just looking around here, the crowd, I love this. I love the fact that you get a crowd, and it's really good to see as well.
Listen, I know we're still early in this program, but I would say mission being accomplished.
Yeah.
Well, everything we wanted was people to just stop, take a look, what's going on. Oh, yeah, and we'll be back right back here tomorrow to get y'all a little bit more, and then we want y'all to come on over to the BMO on fight night.
That's exactly what we want. We're waiting for a couple of the heavyweights to turn up. A big one as well. I really do like it. Jared Anderson versus Martin Bakole. For me, I think that could be fight of the night. I don't think there's going to be any backward steps. One thing Jared Anderson struggled with is that no one seems to want to fight him. He's always having to chase people around the ring because no one wants to stand there and fight. In Martin Bakole, he's going to get what he wants. He's going to get a big guy that stands and trades.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs. And I'm hearing that this guy's something serious. So you guys are throwing around some crazy bets. Jared Anderson is the next at heavyweight. Yeah. It don't stop on fight night. But from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be a good one.
Yeah. That's not what Ade says. I mean, we're going back and forth. I love Big Baby Anderson, but I love Bakole. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I say it all the time, but I'm going to say Anderson with the body shots. He fights like a smaller man. He fights like a light heavyweight. He's athletic. Bakole's a beast. He can punch through walls. Both these guys can punch through walls, but only one of them's more athletic. But me and Adi disagree here. He likes Bakole. I think Anderson, this is going to be
maybe
his
I'm
type
swinging towards my African brother. I don't know. Maybe a bit of bias there. But one thing I will say is the door's now open for Jared Anderson to be the face of American heavyweight boxing.
Absolutely.
I mean, Deontay Wilder, we think that's probably done right now. Jarrell Miller's coming towards the end as well. Jared Anderson's only, what, 24, 25?
Yep. Right.
He's still a young pup.
And that's why I take it so personal when you say some of the things that you say about Jared Anderson. I'm gonna let you keep it, though.
Let me slide.
Because I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to understand that for us in the United States, we haven't seen an American heavyweight with this kind of skill, this kind of athleticism, and kind of like the full package. He's the first full package in a very long time.
You know, with the current heavyweights, we're seeing them all like 6'7", 6'8". Is he slightly undersized, or is he almost the perfect size for a heavyweight?
I think he's the perfect size.
And he's still growing. I mean, mind you, he's not even in his mid-20s yet, so he's still growing into his man strength. No, he's the perfect size. The fact that, look, the height's one thing, the size is one thing. He has the power, he has the speed. I love the footwork. I love the fact that he's a body puncher.
One second. I want to take my bet back. Hold up.
No, I'm taking the $100. Look, at heavyweight, you don't see body punching. Anderson knocks people out to the body with those long arms. He goes in the inside. Normally, we get fighters that are just head hunting, and that's what it is.
Sergio, I've got to stop you. They're in my ear, son. I need to throw it down to the MC. Let's throw it to Thomas Schreiber. Don't let Sean get in. Throw it to Thomas.
Let's continue with the grand arrivals. Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the WBO International and vacant NABF Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger, a native of Kananga, Democratic Republic of the Congo, now fighting out of Green Gares, Scotland. His professional record, 20 wins, just one defeat. 15 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Martin Bakole.
Yeah, the word on the street with Martin Bakole, especially from a European standpoint, is that he can't get the fights. He's struggling. No one seems to want to fight him. He was supposed to fight Joe Joyce. Obviously, Joe Joyce went the Derek Chisora route, and here we are. Martin Bakole is taking a fight against Jared Anderson. A big boy, as you guys can see, making his way up the ramp here. He wants the opportunity, coming off a good win against Tony Yoka. Before that, Carlos Takam. He's on a nice little roll.
Yeah, listen, Ade, I'm going to say something that should make you feel a little more comfortable about your bench. If he's been studying, if he's been paying attention, if he did his due diligence getting prepared for Jared Anderson, he might be able to catch Jared in the night early.
Oh, there you go. Bet still on. Bet is still on, Sergio. But this is what we want, right? This is a pick-em fight, a 50-50 fight, and that's what we want on these fight cards.
And now let's welcome the defending champion from Toledo, Ohio. He brings an undefeated record with 17 wins, 15 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBO International Heavyweight Champion, Jared, the real big baby, Anderson.
Here comes the future. Here comes the future of the heavyweight division. And at 24, he had the age for it, right? You look at the heavyweight division right now, and all the top guys are late 30s, mid-30s. He can almost avoid them all and wait for them to pass and be the last man standing, really.
Well, I don't know if avoid's the right word, but yeah, I mean, age them out because they already did what they had to do. The Deontay Wilders of the world, they already did what they had to do, made a boatload of money. This is his time now. I mean, he had a successful amateur career. He was a national champion. He's undefeated. He's knocking out everyone they put him on. And look at him, making his way in the red carpet with swagger. He belongs here.
He does.
Big baby belongs here on this stage. And you boys from Ohio, I don't know what it is. You guys bring that swag, Sean.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
Look at that chain. I mean, jeez. He is built for this moment, though. All lights on him, all eyes on him. This is what he wants. I feel like this is what motivates him.
You know, when he turned pro and burst on the scene on ESPN, I thought he was doing all the right things. Very, very flashy, making people notice him before he even got in the ring.
Oh, this is the face-off.
It will be for the WBO
This is going to be one hell of a fight, this one.
NABF Heavyweight Championships.
sold. Take my money right now. Sold.
That's real.
That's real.
That's real.
Wow.
Ade, you want to double up with that bet?
No. I know. Honestly, I can't pick it. It's such a tough one to pick.
Listen, I don't mind keeping it real. Jared Anderson, 24, the real big baby. Guess what? He's still a baby. He's still young enough to make some mistakes. That's what I'm talking about. This is a 50-50 fight.
Well, Martin, it's been 10 months since you've last been in the ring, but you finally get that big fight that you've been looking for. How are you feeling headed into this fight?
Thank you first to Excellency to having me today. And I want to say thank you too much for my team. And I'm in America to do business. I'm not here to joke. I'm not here to play.
It's a big puncher you've got in front of you in Jared Anderson. What is the key to beating him?
I'll knock him out.
Good luck, Martin.
Thank you so much.
Well, Jared, just heard it right there. He's going to knock you out. What do you think?
Hey, man, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for him to show me, man. Y'all know what's going on.
You've certainly got the swagger of a heavyweight champion. Do you believe this is the fight that gets you one step closer?
Every fight gets me one step closer, man. I'm here to win. I'm here to perform. I'm here to put a show on for the crowd. As you can see, they're excited already, so I'm just here to do my job.
You said after the last fight you wanted a guy that's there to fight. This guy certainly looks like he's going to be there to fight. Is this the kind of fight that you think you can look great at?
100%. He coming forward, he coming nowhere but to stand right there in the middle of the ring. I love it. I want to see it. You know what I mean?
Good luck, Jared.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is what Jared Anderson needs, a fighter that's going to be in front of him and I think showcase all of his skills as well. And I think he's going to need every tool in that tool bag to get rid of Martin McCauley.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that it's not going to be just the speed, just the movement, and the athleticism for him on fight night against this guy. He's going to need some serious power against McCauley.
Yeah, and you can see from the face-off as well, these guys were nose to nose. And McCauley ain't come here to play. McCauley's come here as well because he knows it'll be his biggest win as well, and it catapults him into the mix for the top guys. I mean, look at that face-off. I love it.
That was a hell of a face-off right there. And for anybody watching this is what you want to see. Two heavyweights, and one of them being as serious as McCauley is, and the other one playing it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was perfect.
Eddie Hearn there just saying, look, Martin McCauley's serious, you know. Don't muck about. This could be your division in a couple of years. Just keep this one locked in, Jared. And I think he will as well. There you go, nice little crowd here. Remember, this is day one. Can't wait till we get to day 3 and 4. This is going to be something really, really special. I think Andy Cruz is here, by the way. I think he's here. I think we're ready to go down to Thomas Schreiber again. Let's go down to your MC.
Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a 10-round contest. It will be for both the IBF International and WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight Championships. First, let's welcome the challenger from Ciudad de Mexico, Distrito Federal. His professional record, 30 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw. 21 of his 30 wins by knockout. Here is Antonio Toño Moran.
We spoke about him before, Sergio. Obviously, we changed the order in terms of where the fighters were coming through. Here is Antonio Moran, and you mentioned this is a guy with 37 fights and only 1 knockout defeat. That was to Devin Haney. Look at the other defeats. I mean, Arnold Barboza, Jermaine Ortiz. He's not losing to bad fighters. He's losing to world-class fighters.
Yeah, you can't teach that experience. I mean, look, whenever you have a successful amateur like Andy Cruz, and then you have a successful professional like Moran here, Antonio Moran has been to the top. He's only lost to the absolute best. You carry that experience. You carry that hardship, you know. So you're dealing with fighters that haven't been through that fire. You got to show them that fire.
He'll have the crowd here as well, won't he? Obviously, as a Mexican, obviously we know this is the Mexican area. He'll have the crowd here as well, won't he?
Oh, he'll definitely have the Mexicans out there. And the Latinos. I mean, there's a great fight card. We all know that. But yeah, fan bases, they matter and fans matter. And this man's going to have a lot of fans there.
It will be. It won't be easy, let's be honest, because the guy he's fighting, I mean, if you speak to any boxing person, they'll tell you Andy Cruz is very, very special. He's going to make his way up now.
And now let's welcome the defending champion from Matanzas, Cuba. Undefeated with 3 wins. One of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending current IBF International and WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight Champion, Andy El Diamante Cruz.
Sean, it's not a given that every standout amateur turns out to be a standout pro. I mean, some have done so, right? And that's the path many do go down, but some amateurs don't know how to switch over to the program. I think he will switch over.
Yeah, no, I've seen it time and time again. I'm 36 years old. I've seen
Still young enough to come back, Sean. Young enough to come back.
I've seen 2 or 3 quads where there were plenty of fighters that were elite as amateurs, and you probably never even heard of them as pros.
Wow.
This guy, he's set apart.
Yeah. Eddie Hearn absolutely loves him. Eddie Hearn, his promoter, thinks he's ready now for the top guys. Let's see what he does against Moran, who's been in there with the top guys. Let's see if Andy Cruz can dispatch of Moran, maybe the way Devin Haney did.
I definitely believe he has the ability to do it, and the makeup is going to look a little different. He's sharp. He doesn't waste punches, doesn't waste movement. He's always in your face, always stalking. A little different from most, and he's a southpaw. A little different from most southpaws, and that's what sets him apart.
For both the IBF International and WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight Championships.
I think yeah, they are speaking to each other. I don't mind that. I like it. Talk a bit of smack. It's always good. I think Chris Mannix is going to get in here and have a word with Andy Cruz, and I think Moran as well.
Antonio got right in his face there. What'd you say to him?
¿Qué le ha dicho? Estaba muy cara a cara dentro de la cara, ¿no?
Solo que vamos a dar un buen espectáculo. Yo creo que va a ser una pelea muy entretenida y pues los dos venimos con mucho ánimo y entusiasmo para dar esta pelea muy buena.
No, I just said that I'm confident it's going to be a really entertaining spectacle. We're going to put on a good show for the people out there, and I'm really up for it. Can't wait.
He's got a lot of amateur experience, but you are the much more experienced professional. How can you make that work for you on Saturday?
En el campo amateur tiene mucha experiencia, pero es usted que tiene toda la experiencia en el mundo profesional. ¿Cómo eso puede ayudarte y funcionar para ti el sábado?
Pues creo que los dos estamos aquí porque estamos en el mismo nivel, ¿no? Yo creo que, como dicen, la experiencia de arriba en el profesional puede ayudarme un poco, ¿no? Ya son 38 peleas las que llevo, entonces... pues sí, puedo sacar un poco la veteranía que tengo ahí para ayudarme.
Do you know what? I think we're both coming into this fight with a very, very even level between us. We're very evenly matched. But I feel, I guess, what is it now, 38 fights? I guess it's got to serve some purpose, and I think it might just give me a bit of a hand on Saturday night,
Good luck, Antonio.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
All right.
Thanks very much.
We'll turn it over to Andy Cruz. Andy, big smile. Big smile on your face as you stood there for that face-off. How are you feeling going into this fight?
Sonriendo mucho en la cara a cara. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Cuáles son las sensaciones al acercar esa pelea?
Como he dicho varias veces, me siento feliz y motivado, muy motivado, orgulloso de estar en un evento tan grande como este y vamos a dar el show que este gran público se merece.
No, I think I've said a few times now, I'm really, really happy to be here. I feel motivated, I feel psyched up. And more than anything, I'm proud to be part of such a great event. And you know, I think we are going to put on a show for sure on Saturday night.
Fourth professional fight for you. How much have you improved over the last couple of years?
Entonces, solo la cuarta pelea para ti, pero en cuanto a tu mejoramiento, muy rápido, ¿cómo has mejorado desde fichar como pro?
Bueno, pienso que a pesar de mis 4 peleas profesional, he hecho una gran carrera como peleador. He hecho algunas adaptaciones nuevas a mi estilo de pelea, gracias a mi gran equipo de trabajo, a Bowsy, mi entrenador. He hecho una gran adaptación y pienso que el sábado voy a dar prueba grande de eso.
Do you know what? It's true what you're saying about professional fights, but, you know, I've had a long and great career as an amateur. Lots of experience picked up there, but I've got a great team behind me, and with the help of my coach, Boise, I've managed to make the necessary changes and tweaks that you need to adapt to the professional game, and I think, hopefully, I can show proof of that on Saturday night.
Think you can win this fight by knockout?
¿Piensas que puedes ganar antes del límite?
Voy a ganar sea como sea, y si es antes del límite, mejor.
I'm gonna win however I win, whatever, but if I can win by knockout, even better, yeah?
Good luck, Andy.
Muchas gracias.
Ade?
See that there? That's where I'm heading to after this, the beach. I'm going to go I'm going to go down to the beach. I'm going to get myself a cocktail and I'm going to enjoy this LA sunshine. Question to both of you. Let's fast forward if we can. Exactly 2 years from now, is Andy Cruz a world champion, yes or no?
Yes.
Exactly 2 years from now.
Yes.
So he has to get in that. We think he'll get in that many fights and get a world title fight.
Absolutely. They move these Cubans with that amateur pedigree a lot faster than any other fighters. I mean, Andy Cruz has that, and he's coming around his power. That's the scary part. He's not known as a puncher. They asked him right now. Mannix asked him, "Are you going for the knockout?" I love the fact that he didn't say yes. If it comes, it comes. That just shows maturity and discipline. Guys like that, they break down fighters. They're in control of fighters. Andy Cruz is going to be a champion, hands down.
Okay, 2 years' time.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
that's Eddie's job, to position him for a world championship title. No, it won't be Tank Davis. No, it more than likely won't be Shakur Stevenson. But he'll earn whatever he gets, and he'll keep it for as long as he wants to keep it.
I like it. Well said. All right, let's go back downstairs to your MC, Thomas Schreiber.
Our grand arrivals continue. Our next 2 fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBA Super Lightweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger from Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. His professional record, 13 wins, 2 defeats. 9 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Jose El Rayo Valenzuela.
I think, Sergio, that this could be a fantastic fight. I really do. I know Valenzuela's moving up from 135 to 140. I don't think that's a bad move. I think he looks good at the weight right now. But I go back to that performance against Chris Colbert last time out, and it was outstanding. It was almost perfect, and he's going to need to be perfect against Pitbull, but I think he's got the capabilities to do so.
No, not only that, but he has a style that frustrates Pitbull Cruz. If you remember, Cruz had trouble with Gio Cabrera. In a split decision, he ended up pulling out. But this is a man that's just as tall as Cabrera, a southpaw like Cabrera, and he has actually a better team than Cabrera. I think he has a better team, a better way of looking at a fight. I just think he's a better fighter. This is going to be a very tough fight for Pitbull Cruz.
Yeah, and what an opportunity as well for Valenzuela. This is a life-changing opportunity. Remember, this is the co-main event now as well. He's fighting for a world title. It's going to be at the BMO Stadium, undercard of Crawford, Madrimov. It doesn't get much better than that, but the guy he's fighting is a bit of a beast as well. Let's bring in Pitbull Cruz.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion from Ciudad de Mexico, Distrito Federal. His professional record consists of 26 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 18 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBA Super Lightweight champion of the world, Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
The crowd love him. They love him. You know what? They love his fighting style. He comes in the ring and his mission is to take your head off, not to box, to take your head off.
I gotta keep it real. When he fought Tank Davis, Tank was moving as much as he was moving because he had one hand.
Yeah.
But the way he fought Tank and the way that fight ended up going, even though he lost, it gave the perception that Tank was running away from Isaac Cruz.
Yeah.
Isaac has taken that night and made it. People love this man, Isaac Cruz, because of that night.
Yeah.
And he's done nothing but, he swings for the fences with everything. You gotta love him.
It's crazy, and he loves it, and he takes it. By the way, they had to put him in the van. They didn't let the crowd know he was here because they would have mobbed him.
Yeah.
So they stuck him in the van and quickly snuck him out. But look, I think he's such a good addition to this fight card, and I think this could be sleeper fight of the night. It really could. Two completely different styles.
Ade, we're talking about the fans and about Mexicans. These right here, there's two Mexican fighters, one from Sinaloa, another one from the capital city. It doesn't get bigger and better than Mexican pride right here.
Pitbull Cruz versus Valenzuela, co-main event for Saturday. Great co-main event as well. This is a main event in itself. Any other fight card, this is topping the fight card. This is co-main.
I keep hearing interviews of Valenzuela saying that he's going to knock out Pitbull Cruz, something no one has been able to do, and something that pretty much Tank couldn't even hurt him. Valenzuela says he's going to knock him out in the best shape of his... We hear it all the time. But this is a man that really believes in himself.
Look at the height difference between these two.
Yes.
Incredible. Chris Mannix is going to get a word of both.
Well, Jose, in Pitbull's last fight, his first at 140, he won a world title. Your first fight at 140, what gives you the confidence that you can do the same thing?
My hard work, been very focused, training hard, and I'm ready to make the best of it.
This guy brings a lot of pressure in the ring. What's the key for you to dealing with that pressure?
Just being smart, being relaxed, and, firing back.
Good luck, Jose.
Thank you.
Isaac, we'll turn to you. First title defense. How are you feeling fighting for the first time as a world champion?
Entonces, primera defensa de tu título. ¿Cómo te sientes pelear por primera vez siendo campeón mundial?
Muy contento, estamos muy felices de regresar ahora a Los Ángeles como campeones del mundo y a reiterar por qué somos mexicanos y a dar un gran espectáculo para toda la gente de California.
No, I'm really, really happy to be fighting. We've prepared really, really hard. It's great. It's a great feeling to be going out there as a world champion. And I'm going to put on a great show for the Californians and for my people from Mexico too.
You always bring a lot of fans to your last fight. I'm sure there'll be a lot of fans there on Saturday. There are a lot of fans here today just to support you. What kind of show are you going to put on Saturday night?
Siempre traes contigo mucha afición, mucho apoyo del pueblo mexicano, la última vez y esta vez también hoy. ¿Qué tipo de pelea podemos esperar de ti? ¿Qué tipo de espectáculo vas a demostrar el sábado?
Yo me vengo a entregar al 1000% round tras round para que la gente salga ganadora y yo vengo a desquitar cada centavo para que la gente salga ganadora.
I want to give 1,000% of what I've got, and I want to give every ounce of energy so that people can see my great performance and I can deliver on Saturday night.
Good luck, Isaac.
Thanks so much.
Ade?
The more I look at Isaac Cruz, and I know sometimes it's healthy to make those jumps, I look at him still as a 135er.
Got to.
Yeah,
he's not gonna. His weight class is grown, but he ain't grown.
He hasn't, has he?
He's gonna be a little dude.
Yeah. He's just that guy. It's like you look at Tank and you think Tank's a 135er, right? Tank went to 140 against Barrios. He won, but that's a 135, and I feel like that's the same with Pitbull. He's a 135er, really, Sergio.
Yeah, well, he's not. He doesn't have that weight and height, obviously, but he has it in mass. He has it in mass and power. He throws 100 punches around, always looking for the knockout. And And like you just said right now, the reason he's becoming a ticket seller because he's always looking for the knockouts. He gave Tank a hell of a fight, and Tank knocks out everybody. He couldn't knock out Pitbull. Pitbull goes to maul you, goes for the knockout. Mexicans love him. He's becoming a star.
I feel like Ade. I feel like you just sized him up. So,
I better size him down then.
Come on now, what are you trying to do?
When you look at the other champions, you got Liam Paro, you got Teofimo Lopez. Obviously, wait to see what's going to happen with Ryan and Devin, etc. Who is the best 140-pounder right now? Who is number one out there?
I still got to go to Teo. You know, I think Teofimo Lopez, whenever he is in shape and he has his motivation intact, his head, no one beats him. I don't
know if Sean's scratching his chin like
no,
this.
I'm listening. Sergio, you're on point. You're right. On his best day, who beats at 140? Who beats Teo Lopez?
Nobody. Yeah. I think he's the best 140-pounder when his head is on right and he's motivated and he's focused and he's hungry and his preparation, everything is checked off. Now, we know that he has a lot of outside distractions, and that's what can get him. But other than that, 140, I think he's the one that
completely agree with both of you. You beat Loma, you beat Josh Taylor. You're the best right now. Yeah. Until someone knocks you off, you're the best right now. When he's on form, he's so good. We keep talking about Isaac Cruz, by the way, getting a lot of love. Valenzuela's getting the love as well. Look at him. He's there getting love. He's signing autographs. This is good for him. I mean, he's a star as well, and if he wins on Saturday, he becomes a superstar.
Absolutely, yeah. If you do something and you dethrone Isaac Cruz, everybody will look at you with a different level of respect. Ain't nobody going to be sizing him up. Ain't nobody be sizing Ryo.
It's true. You're right. He look, for his first fight at 140, he looks like a 140, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got the frame to kind of put that extra bit of weight on, that muscle and size on.
Yeah. See, the frame is different. He's a little bit taller, so he can fit into 140 a little different from Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, you can see that he distributes the weight better because he has wider shoulders and he doesn't look heavy. He doesn't look fat if he builds up in weight. So, yeah, he has a perfect stature for it.
To what Sergio said about his team, if they can find the timing, the right positioning, they definitely got a great shot against Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, that team obviously being Robert Garcia is trained, and we know how good Robert Garcia is a trainer. I'd love to see him get that love. I like when I see fighters get that kind of love, right? You come out here, you're not quite sure. He's been thinking this is going to be very pro Isaac Cruz, and he gets some love as well. I like that. That makes me feel good about it.
When I would be at shows and somebody would show me love, and it was somebody that I knew, I was like, come on. But once you start to grow into this thing and people start to really recognize you, it do something to you, right, Sergio? It makes you feel a little different.
I wouldn't know. I was hated and despised by a lot of fans, but I soaked that up. I soaked that up. I was like the heel in wrestling, but I loved it. But after the contender, things changed.
They certainly did change. The money went up. Everything went up. Anyway, let's right back downstairs to Thomas Triber. So the heavyweights are here.
We continue now with the big boys of boxing. These two competing Saturday in a 12-round contest in the heavyweight division. Let's first welcome from Brooklyn, New York, and proudly representing the country of Belize, his professional record consisting of 26 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw. With 22 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout, please welcome Israil Big Baby Miller.
I spoke to Jarrell Miller yesterday, and you guys are going to see it as he makes his walk here. He is a lot slimmer than the guy that fought Daniel Dubois. 45 pounds, he told me. He is slimmer than that guy, and he needs to be. He was far too big on that night, Sean.
Yeah, too big. Conditioning and preparation has always been his Achilles heel. But when he's well prepared, he can go out with the best of them. And especially against an Andy Ruiz who's been out of the ring as long as he has. I like this.
And we just don't know. We just don't know, Sergio, what Andy Ruiz is going to turn up. The last time Andy Ruiz fought was 2 years ago against Luis Ortiz, and it wasn't a good Andy Ruiz either.
No, it wasn't because of inactivity. Andy Ruiz may be a chubby guy, but he has fast hands, you know. So in order to have those fast hands being accurate, you have to be active, man. And whenever you're not active, that's when everything goes out the window, the distractions. We know that he's not the most strictest and disciplined fighter outside of the ring with his weight. He needs to be active, and that's a dangerous fighter. It's going to be a very tricky fight for him because of inactivity.
Yeah.
And now let's welcome from Imperial, California, his professional record, 35 wins, 2 defeats, with 22 of his 35 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO Unified Heavyweight Champion of the World, Andy the Destroyer Ruiz.
You know, sometimes I wonder whether or not it was a gift or a curse, that fight against Anthony Joshua, becoming unified heavyweight champion, because he admitted that when he won that, he went off the rails. He went off the rails, he lived the life, he did what a lot of kids would do, maybe not a lot of champions. And he's still trying to find something, isn't he, since that?
You know, there's a saying that the Greeks have, whenever the gods want to punish you, they make your dreams come true. Andy Ruiz had all his dreams come true. The money, it went from 0 to 60 million, tens of millions of dollars. This guy became a star overnight. And I'm telling you right now, that comes with a curse. That comes with responsibility. And some people aren't handled or meant for it. But once you get past that darkness, like Andy Ruiz has, then you see the light, baby.
Here we go, Sergio Shakespeare Mora. Yeah.
The heavyweight division.
Come on now. Aside from the fact that there has been a 2-year layoff and the fact that Jarrell Miller lost his last fight, I can't wait for this one. I can't wait. Don't blink on this one.
Two big heavyweights, they both fast. You know, on their best days, this is a clash of the Titans.
Look, man, I'm telling you right now, this is the type of fight where it could end in a knockout. This is going to end in a knockout. I know. And listen, I'm excited about this matchup because you got an active former champion against a guy that just got stopped on the big stage. It's do or die for both. Both of them have a lot to prove. One chubby guy with fast hands, another chubby guy with fast feet and already been to the top. It's a quality matchup.
You can't call a grown man chubby, all right?
Heavy.
Well, Jarrell, hardly recognize you. Seemed like you're down a pretty significant amount of weight for your last fight. How are you feeling?
Man, I feel great. You know, I wasn't eating no glizzies like my man Andy in that gym, hitting the weights, put down the tacos, burritos, the burgers, and hard work, man. We was in Philly just grinding out in the dungeon. Like, you know me, man. I come to win. I come knock people out. I destroy people. You know, his name's Destroy, but I'm really want to destroy people. You know what I mean? So, ready to work.
Feels like it's come full circle. You're back here in the U.S. working with Eddie Hearn once again. Does it feel like this is your opportunity to get back what you lost?
110%. You know, me and Eddie have a bromance, love and hate relationship. Sometimes shit don't go as planned, but that's life. You become men, you have a conversation, you move on, move forward.
This was the man that replaced you back in 2019, got what you were after. Does that give this fight any extra juice?
Oh, hell yeah, most definitely. It's not personal, but, you know, Andy got that big check. Now I got to fuck him up. You know, plain and simple. I'm going to turn his ass into burritos and nachos after this one.
Good luck, Jarrell.
Let's go.
Well, Andy, burritos and nachos, what do you think of that?
Well, burritos and nachos been helping me become a champion of the world. They help me win all my fights. So there's nothing fun about that, you know, and that's exactly what I'm going to do on August 3rd. I'm going to win. I'm going to get this victory. The victory is going to be for God. We're going to get this win, man. Like I said, everybody, it don't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how tall, how much muscles you have, is what you have inside, and I have a really big heart.
It's been almost 2 years since we last seen you in the ring. How sharp do you feel coming into this fight?
I feel really good, man. I feel sharp. We did all the hard work in the gym. Yeah, I had a two-year-long layoff, but doesn't mean I wasn't outside of the ring, you know. I was still training. I was still disciplined. Even though through my ups and downs, God was with me, man, and that's exactly what he's going to do with me. On Saturday night, we're going to win.
I don't think there's anyone that questions your talent in the boxing ring, but I think some people might wonder, does Andy Ruiz still want it like he wanted to become the heavyweight champion back in 2019? How would you answer that?
Of course I want it, man. I'm hungry. I was a unified heavyweight champion of the world, and boom, it went away. So exactly, I want it back. I want it back. I know exactly what I did wrong, and I know exactly what I'm going to do right. So the first thing I got to do is win in August 3rd. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy fight, but God willing, it's going to be an easy fight.
Good luck, Andy.
Thank you.
Adik?
Some big boys there, right? Andy Ruiz, Israil Miller. There were a few big boys fighting in Riyadh back in March as well for Knockout Chaos. You're going to really enjoy this. Here's a snippet of the documentary that was made for that night.
I think it's my Muhammad Ali moment.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou. It is Godzilla against King Kong. What happens when you hit Francis Ngannou and he doesn't move?
What they're doing here is taking boxing to the highest stratosphere.
It almost seems like we're living in a bit of a fantasy world.
I've just been told, someone in my ear just told me that Andy Ruiz is coming to say hello to us. Yeah, and he does. Andy Ruiz, I can see him making his way. By the way, there's a lot of talk about Israil Miller having lost a bit of weight. I'm looking at Andy Ruiz coming. He's lost some weight as well.
No,
he
he's
looks
still
a bit
chubby.
slimmer. He's still chubby? Okay. But look, this is, I wouldn't say this is do or die for Andy Ruiz, but when you've had no fights in 2 years, when you've only had 2 fights since the AJ loss back in Saudi, feels like a lifetime ago. You need, right? You need to get busy. You need to get busy. Here comes the former unified heavyweight champion of the world, Andy.
What's that to do?
And I was just saying off camera that everyone's talking about Israil Miller having lost a bit of weight. You looking good as well, Drew.
I feel good, man. We did a good training camp. I wasn't really focused on losing a lot of weight because I wanted to be strong. He's going to come in strong too. He's going to come out big, but I'm ready, man. I'm ready, and I feel sharp. I'm going to be fast. I'm going to be throwing all these combinations, so I'm excited.
You've had so many big and important fights in your career. You can go all the way back to that fight against Joseph Parker back in New Zealand. But this must be the biggest fight for you now, right? I mean, this is it now. You're getting to a stage where you have to stay active and you have to win.
Exactly. I got to stay active. I got to win. I feel God brought me back here for a reason, man. And for me to do the things right, not like I did before. And I just got to stay positive, man. I got to have faith. And that's exactly what made me a champion of the world. That's exactly what we're going to do August 3rd.
What do you make of Israil Miller and the trash talk? You seem to be able to take it quite well. You know what Israil Miller's like.
Of course, man. I know. I've been through it all, man. And I know Israil Miller's the biggest shit talker everywhere. But listen, I could say that I'm going to be the fucking president of the United States of the world. I could say that I could beat up anybody. But that's just talk, Inside the ring, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different story. And I like to talk with these.
And you're good at talking with those as well. You've been to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for a couple of these Riyadh season events. How good is it to have a Riyadh season event in America?
I think it's amazing, man. I think that's what the Americans needed, I think Excellency Turkey, it was amazing for him to come out here and do fights, big fights that other people don't want to do. So I'm really blessed. I'm really happy for them to bring me here in this venue, and best believe me and Israil Miller, or me, I'm going to steal a show.
I like that. Andy, the question I have for you, with you having this long layout, I know everybody's talking about it. When you get in the ring on fight night, give us a premonition of what you think fight night, what should fight night look like for us to see that Andy Ruiz is back?
I feel it all depends how he's going to come, If he comes in here, just try to pressure me just with his hands up, throwing all these bombs. I'm a really good counter puncher, man. That's exactly what we've been working on. And if he throws these wild punches, best believe I'm going to have 3-4 punches coming at him. And it all depends, If he wants to box around, I'm good at pressuring. If he wants to pressure me, I'm good at boxing around. And just let my hands go. And the most important thing is being comfortable, listen to my corner, and do exactly what we practice doing in the gym.
Hey, Andy, you know what? Fighter to fighter. There's a hunger in your eye now. Like when you first fought Anthony Joshua, there was a complacency. Once that money came, once the fame came, once the trouble came, once the ego came, all that stuff goes out the window. The second chapter of Andy Ruiz's career, how long is that going to last if you win on Saturday?
It's crazy, man. It's so crazy what I've been through. I feel I was praying for that moment so long, and they give it to me. So I made so many mistakes, man. I was up and down and so many different roller coasters, and now it's crazy. People don't see and they don't learn until they lose everything. You have everything, you can lose everything. And for me, opening my eyes and getting that hunger back, realizing all the stuff that I didn't do right, I want to do it right now, So I feel like I'm in a good spiritual focus and mentality right. So best believe I'm going to win this fight, man. I know it's going to be hard. I know people, he's saying that he's going to knock me out, he's going to do this, but inside the ring, it's a whole different story.
I think fight fans at home are going to love hearing you speak like this, Andy. Can you promise us that we are going to see a more active Andy Ruiz going forward? We want to see you in the ring 2 or 3 times a year. We're greedy. I would say 4, but I'll take 2 or 3.
Me too, brother. Me too. But, you know, sometimes when life hits you really hard, sometimes it's not safe just to go and fight right away, you know? Sometimes I had to take a moment off. I had to take a few years off. That's not what I really wanted, but I think it was necessary for me to get my problems and my situation under control. But now I'm back. I'm motivated. I'm hungry. And best believe we're going to get this victory, man. I want it a lot. I know he wants it too, but I feel God put me here for a reason, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
As a fight fan, and I know you're a fight fan, it's a crazy card, isn't it? I mean, it's a crazy card.
Really crazy card. It's one of the biggest cards that I've been to because all of us, the Pitbull, Terence Crawford, me, we're all main event actions, you know, and having that in one, it's an amazing crowd, man. It's an amazing feeling. And like I said, this is my moment, and I got to take advantage of it.
Andy, don't chick gum when you're on TV.
Andy, you can do what you want, Andy. You can do what you want.
It's coming out.
Yeah. Andy, it isn't just boxing on the zone. Upcoming, and you're going to enjoy this, is the Esports World Cup. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. You know what the thing is? I say I love it, I can't swim. So that's quite scary to me, actually. It looks good, but I can't swim. So I'll stay on this side. I'll stay on this side. Big baby, Israil Miller, has joined us. And the first thing, like I said this to you yesterday, but seeing you now stand up, you're looking good. You're looking good. Oh, he got moves as well,
Don't
yeah?
do that.
He got
Don't
moves.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm good. I'm feeling good, man.
Gonna get me going.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I felt this good.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I had a real training camp. I'm down 40 pounds. I'm going to fuck my good friend up, Andy Ruiz, up. I'm going to kick his ass. I ain't talk too much in camp. I didn't have nothing to talk about. When I talk shit, I believe in it. But like I said, my last fight didn't go predicted. It was a short camp. I shut the fuck up, took my ass to the drawing board, got in shape. After this fight, I'm really going to talk shit. But until then, we got work to handle August 3rd.
How difficult was it for someone like yourself, as you say, that talks a lot up, you know what? How difficult was it to suffer defeat last time out?
It was hard, man, because it's one thing to say somebody better than you and they beat you. I beat myself. You know what I mean? There was an opportunity that was in front of me and I took it, but I wasn't 100%. You know what I'm trying to say? So as a warrior, I cried like a mother sucker. You know what I mean? I took it on the chin, but I told myself, you wasn't in shape, you wasn't your best. What you gonna do about it? Get in shape and be your best. You gotta shut up. I gotta kick my ass first. And that's what I did. I went and kicked my ass, shut the fuck up, get to the work, and now we here.
Hey, take us through that journey a little bit of you kicking your ass. Like, where did you go to train? Who did you train with? You know what I mean?
Man, we started off in Delray Beach in Florida. And we got I had my boy Mike Washington, my nutrition, my babysitter, one of my best friends. We got the weight down first. Then we went to Philly with Boots and Bozy in the dungeon. And man, that shit was like, it was hell, man.
Spent some time in Puerto Rico too, didn't you?
No, that was like last year.
Oh, that was
this
last
year
year.
we went straight to the hood. We went right into Philadelphia, man. Like, I'm talking about they doing 4-minute round, 30-second breaks. I just do a 30-second break, 3-minute rounds. That 4-minute round sparring, I'm like, I'm a heavyweight. But yo, I finished camp doing 14 rounds at 4 minutes with 3 different sparring partners. So like, I feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have fun. Like, I'm gonna talk shit and do what I normally do, but this fight, I'm gonna have fun.
You feel good, you look good, and there's something exuding out of you, man. I mean, look, we're used to the smack talk, but there's a more reserved side. Like, you know, it's do or die.
Yeah.
For both of you guys, it's a do or die fight type.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the type of fight where one fight can get you right back on top.
100%. You know, praise be to Allah. You know, I converted Islam in December in Saudi Arabia. And, you know, I went through a divorce, lost a lot of money. A lot of things went wrong the last couple of years, man. And, you know, I'm always believing in God, but, you know, listening to the Quran really kind of calmed me down when I'm in my bad modes and not really know where I want to go and have a direction. So just praying and asking God for guidance kind of just helped me like, you know what, God, have patience. It was Andy's time when he fought AJ. I don't hate AJ or Andy for what Andy did. That was his time to become world champion. God wanted me to sit down for a little bit and figure myself out. Who knows? I'd have made all that money, maybe got a Ferrari and died. You know what I'm trying to say? So, God, I'm a little more, I got 3 kids now, so now I think a little more constructive. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't hang out in the hood. I don't hang out with my affiliated gang friends that much anymore. I love them, but I gotta think a little different now.
Beware a humble Big Baby Miller.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you right now, beware a humble Big Baby.
Listen, man, I'm a nice guy. Nah, fuck being humble. I'm fucking you up. You know, but like I said, I'm still a nice guy, but when we hit that ring, I'm gonna eat his face off. And Allah knows that, and God knows that. Listen, man, in this sport, you gotta be a savage. You can't be too nice, man. The day you become nice and become civilized, walk away from this shit. So, I'm fucking him up.
Still very, very scary. Still very, very scary. Big Baby, Israil Miller against Andrew Ruiz. All right, let's go downstairs to Thomas Schreiber for the big one.
Let's now welcome our main event participants for this Saturday. They will be competing in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for both the WBO interim welterweight championships of the world, and it is a final eliminator for the WBC world title. Let's first welcome, arriving in a red 1966 Ford Mustang from Khiva, Uzbekistan. He is undefeated with 10 wins, 1 draw, 7 of his 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA Super Welterweight World Champion, Israil the Dream Madrimov.
You know, all of a sudden, I've become a Madrimov fan because that is my car. That's my favorite car. A 1967 Ford Mustang. I'm more of a 1965 Ford Mustang, but I'll take this. This is wonderful.
I'm not a car guy.
What? You're not a car guy? What are you, a whoop guy, a bus guy?
Well, look, I mean, it's a beautiful car, but yeah.
It's a stunning car.
That's an American car, right?
Yeah, it is.
What you know about an American car?
I grew up watching American TV.
Man, you've been hating on America all day.
No.
You said one thing about Big Bang, the real Big Bang. Yo, they're going to be looking for you. That is a very nice vehicle.
It's a nice car.
And a classy dude sitting on top of it.
Right? A guy that doesn't say much, just says what he does with his fists in the ring. Israil Madrimov, the current world champion, WBA world champion at 154 pounds, unbeaten, extensive amateur records. He's coming to keep hold of that title.
You can look at that 10-0 if you want to. That's smoke and mirrors. This dude is a real threat to Terence Crawford.
Come on, cameraman. You had one job, cameraman. Come on.
I can honestly say this is one of the flyest situations I've ever been a part of in boxing.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just, it's fly, it's sexy.
I love it.
It's all that.
You know what it is? I don't know if Madrimov loves it. He seems like such an understated guy. He just wants Saturday to come.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a crazy shot, that. Look at that shot there from overhead on the drone. That's incredible.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I wonder what car Terence is going to come in.
Let me describe. That's a great
what
question.
car is Terence coming?
Let me describe Israil as a fighter. He's that kind of guy, Sergio. We call him blue chip. Punch that clock and go to work. He ain't coming in here for no nonsense. He don't care about who you are, what you got to do. He going to his machine, and he going to go to work.
Listen, man, I've been in camp with you and your father, and I know what that means. I mean, there's no messing around with the bootstraps. Absolutely. It's go to work. We don't want that flashy stuff. I mean, he's forced to come out in that flashiness right out the Mustang, but that's not him. You can see it. He just wants to get in there and fight. He trained. He's prepared. He has all the backing in the world. Now it's just time to sell the fight and shine.
Is Terence Crawford that guy as well?
No, I would have.
No, is Terence Crawford the guy that
earlier.
cooks in and goes to work as well? Is he not similar?
Oh yeah. That's why this is going to be a great fight. Again, you look at 40-0 versus 10-0, and it doesn't look right.
Yeah, dig a bit deeper.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated, reigning and defending WBA Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Israil, the Dream Madrimov.
Israil Madrimov on the biggest stage of his career, up against the biggest challenge of his career. And I almost feel like he's ready for this challenge. It seems like he's built for this challenge. And by God, it's going to be a challenge come Saturday.
Listen, you know, they call boxing the poor man's sport. They say it's one of the loneliest sports. He's done everything right.
And now let's welcome, arriving in a blue 1959 Chevrolet Corvette from Omaha, Nebraska, undefeated with 40 wins, 31 of his 40 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the three-weight world champion and current WBA Super, WBC, and WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
I know I said I wasn't a car guy, Ade. I just became a car guy. Wow.
That car is amazing.
That is the car, and that is the fighter, the pound-for-pound fighter, on top of a beautiful piece of machinery. I mean, that's how you make an entrance. That's a pound-for-pound entrance right there.
Yeah, look, I said I was a Mustang guy. I lied. I'm a Corvette guy.
Corvette, man.
That there is beautiful. And I've just seen as well, they got the number plate say Crawford. They've had their names. I didn't even notice that. Their names on the number plates as well. Crawford, like Madrimov, though. Look at his face. Can we just get there? He's got that kind of, can we just get this done to Saturday? I love this. I love this for both of them.
When you mentioned that the face-off was super, super nice, you were talking about the show. And I thought you were talking about an actual face-off.
No.
I've never known Crawford to not have a real face on Fight Week.
No. The face-off. Yeah, I mean, when these guys get to face-off here, I think we're going to see a switch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful car.
You know, Crawford's one of the meanest fighters that I've actually I've met and shake his hand and talk to him. I'm complimenting him, and he's looking at me like sizing me up. He's a mean dude, man.
Yeah,
mean but cool.
mean.
You know, and he fights that way. He fights with a chip on his shoulder. You know, he's just the real deal, man. I mean, this is a scary, scary world champion, and pound for pound, I mean, still at this age, at almost 36, 37 years old, still at the top of his game and still elite. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think he's now on a mission to sort of chase that all-time great discussion conversation. Do you know what I mean? We already know he's arguably the best fighter of this era, right? Him, Canelo, Usyk, there's a debate. He now wants to, I think, in the next couple of years, have a few more big fights to have a real conversation about where he comes.
No, we're talking about all-time great. Yeah, you said, I mean, two-time undisputed. That's amazing. But to become a four-division world champion, that's something, you know, Roberto Duran did. Some of the all-time greats done. That's GOAT status right there, and that's where Terence Crawford's headed.
Not a bad song to come into as well.
Hey, I was just about to say,
Kendrick Lamar,
if anything, people stopping just because of the song. You know what I mean? You might be walking by, I don't care what's going on. Oh, wait a minute, this is my jam. What are they doing to my jam?
Yeah, but
here he comes, making that walk.
Once again, let's welcome the undefeated three-weight world champion, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
What a moment for Terence Crawford. bidding to become a 4-weight world champion. And then who knows what happens after that. You're hearing the names being mentioned, Canelo, other names being mentioned. But first, he has to get the job done against a very, very good fighter in Israil Madrimov.
The family matter and the truth for the matter. He was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
Here we go. We're going to see this face-off, and I think this is the moment when things get real. Niceties go out the window.
This, our Riyadh season card. Main event Saturday, August 3rd from BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, California. 12 rounds scheduled. It will be for both the WBO interim and WBA super welterweight championships of the world. And it is a final eliminator for the WBC World Championship.
Yeah. Both of them. This is going to be, and you know, I'm happy that both of you agree that Madrimov is a real challenge, because look, to the American audience, Madrimov isn't really known, but to the European audience, when we look at his amateur record, we know how good Madrimov is, and I think he's starting to get his blood. I think we're going to go and hear from both as well. Let's go upstairs to Chris Mannix.
Israil, first title defense for you, and it's a big one against the man who has long been the pound-for-pound king. How are you feeling heading into this fight?
What's up, Billy? Thank you for coming. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm waiting this moment a long time. My dream is coming true because I'm feeling great.
3 weight divisions. Nobody has been able to beat this man. Why are you confident that you're going to be able to do it?
You know, this is my division because I think this is only a victory for me.
Good luck, Israil.
Thank you.
Bud, we'll turn to you. Been a long time since we've called you a title challenger. How does it feel challenging for your first belt at 154?
It's all right. I had to go through it at 135, 140, 147. It ain't no different from 154.
It's your first fight now at junior middleweight, and you're going right to the top of the division against Israil Madrimov. Why was this the right fight for you?
I think all the fights was for me at 154. I wanted all the champions. I consider Israil the #1 guy in the division. He's a great fighter. I just think it's the Terence Crawford era.
This man's probably naturally a little bit bigger and stronger. What kind of fight are you expecting on Saturday?
I don't know. He might come out, try to box. He might try to use his size and pressure me, but I assure you, we're going to be ready for whatever he brings to the table.
11 straight knockouts in a row for you. Is this the kind of fight that you think you can get the 12th?
Hey, we shall see.
Good luck, bud.
Thank you.
Guys?
Oh, liking this one. This is going to be a good one, isn't it? Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. We are going to hear from both fighters. They're going to join us on stage. Israil Madrimov first. Let's have a quick reminder, though, of the fight card that you can expect on Saturday. And it's a good one as well. Prelims are fantastic. And then, you know, obviously the main card is very, very special. Terence Crawford, they're having a word with Eddie Hearn. These two have gone back and forth all week. It's only friendly. It's only friendly banter between them. By the way, Eddie Hearn has put 3 fighters against Terence Crawford. All 3 have lost. So let's see what Eddie Hearn can do. Obviously, he looks after Israil Madrimov. All right, we kick things off in the welterweight division. As you can see, Ziad Al-Mayouf will take on Michael Bulik. Then in the super middleweight division, Steve Nelson, part of that Terence Crawford team, takes on Marcos Ramon Vasquez. And then the main card in the lightweight division, Andy Cruz, obviously one of the best amateurs that we've seen in a long time, takes on Antonio Moran. We then move into the light heavyweight division. David Morrell takes on Hot Rod Kaladzic. Heavyweight division, Jared Anderson versus Martin Bakota. That's my fight of the night. I think that's going to be fantastic. We stick in the heavyweight division. Former unified heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz takes on Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And then, the first world title fights we have on the card, Isaac Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. They fight for the WBA World Superweight title. And then the pound-for-pound king, Terence Crawford, moves up a weight class to 154 pounds, bidding to become a 4-weight world champion when he takes on Israil Madrimov. And, despite the power of TV, Israil Madrimov is with us now as well with his translator. Thank you very much. Israil, as we get closer, we're only a few days away now. What are the feelings now? The biggest fight of your career is fast approaching.
Yeah, I'm waiting a long time this moment, and we are here. Only waiting Saturday, coming fast, and then fighting, and I will be, inshallah, only victory. I want victory.
By the way, your English is getting better. It's like it's getting better every single day. What do you make of all of this? This is incredible, right? You wouldn't have experienced anything like this. Is it special? Do you just want to get to Saturday, or can you enjoy this?
Yes, I like this moment, this first time for my life, only energy. Yeah.
He was only imagining something like that to happen to him.
Well, you deserve it as well. I know the guys want to ask you some questions.
Israil, so you fought guys all over the world as an amateur. As a pro, you only have 10 fights. You're fighting the #1 fighter in the world right now. How do you prepare for him stylistically? What kind of sparring partners do you get? And ultimately, do you have a plan A, B, C, and do you think you're going to need more of that to beat someone like Bud Crawford?
Our training camp was good, sparring partner is good. I'm feeling great. And then I want make the game plan. Good game plan I have, inshallah. It will be a great fight Saturday.
Do you feel like this is your division? Obviously, Terence Crawford has had so much success at 135, 140, 147, but you're the 154-pound guy. As an amateur, you fought very heavy as well, 160s, 170s. Do you feel like he might just be a bit too small for you?
Я не считаю этот размер не имеет, потому что он опытный боец. Но он поднимается на мой вес. Здесь я чемпион здесь. Поэтому я должен показать свой бокс, свой стиль, и защищать надо достойно.
I don't think it's about the size. I think that he has the experience and he has the knowledge of the boxing that he can use, and it's not about the size. I just feel that it's my division, and when I'm saying my division, I don't mean 154 and sizes. I mean that this division is my division. I'm the champion and I have to defend the belt, and we have a plan for him, and it's not based off the size.
Nice. Question that I have for you. You've already mentioned that Terence Crawford, favorite fighter of yours. Have you gotten past the fact that you're getting in the ring with him? And once you have gotten past that, what do you think it's going to take to beat Terence Crawford?
Yes, Crawford, my favorite boxer. I like his style. And, our style is the same thing. He's moving, lefting, righting. Me too. I have the power. He have the power and then smart. It's ring showing what happened. And inshallah, it's great fight for all boxing fans, and for my career. So.
I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. Israil, thank you for coming. Thank you so much as well for translating. Make sure you scan the QR code. You don't want to miss this one. Not just Madrimov versus Crawford, but so many good fights on the undercard as well. And a little teaser. Enjoy this little promo.
Two champions, undefeated. In one corner, a superstar, a living legend with GOAT status.
Terence Crawford is an all-time great.
Climbing 3 weight divisions, it's incredible. If you go to the 4th, then you're hitting legendary status.
Now that I moved up in weight, challenging Israil Madrimov, he's a tough opponent.
Will his power carry up? We don't quite know.
We both got a lot to lose in this fight.
And the other, a dark horse with illustrious past. From a glittering amateur career, he moved into the professional realm.
He's seen about every type of fighter you can see growing up through the amateur ranks.
Crawford, I see, yes, okay, no problem.
I'm not Errol Spence, I'm Israil Madrimov. This belt coming to Uzbekistan.
He got the title, but I got the name.
Do not count out the man from Uzbekistan.
You're talking about a fresh fighter that is in his absolute prime in Israil Madrimov.
We are making history.
Madrimov is going to be the underdog here.
He's fighting arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet.
He got what I want, and I got what he wants. Labeled as one of the top fighters in the sport.
Terence Crawford already has a Hall of Fame resume.
To become that, you got to go through Terence Crawford.
I do believe Madrimov has what it takes.
This is my division.
He's ready for war in Los Angeles on August 3rd.
This would be the biggest win of Terence Crawford's career.
I'm gunning for him August 3rd.
Oh, look at the sunset. Look at that. That there, beautiful. Just gonna just take a screenshot.
It's time to get out of here.
Take a screen. Yeah.
That sun goes away.
That's
It's time for us to go away.
It's time to go home. And we will be doing that very, very soon as well. You know what I liked about what Madrimov said there? The best thing I took away, I think it was the question that you asked him. And he said, I'm not trying to say that like Terence is too small. I'm trying to say the 154-pound division is mine. Like the whole division. Like not my belt, the WBA, everything. He's coming to fight.
No, I love that answer. And the fact that he knows what's in front of him, right? I asked him if he had a plan A, plan B, plan C. I wanted to get a little strategy out of him. He knows what he's up against, but he also knows what he had to go through to get that champion. So he's carrying himself like a champion. He's fighting the #1 fighter on the planet, but he's the man and he's the champion and he's carrying himself like it. I love the swagger coming from Madrimov.
Yeah, I love the swagger. I can see Terence Crawford making his way to us as well.
You see the way he was looking at you?
Yeah,
you see how he was looking at you?
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
What's up, family?
Hey, we were. Did you get the pick of the cars? Did you choose that car? No, you didn't choose that car?
I thought you was gonna say that's mine.
If I did, they know my style. They know my taste.
What's your taste? What's your taste in cars?
Blue or red.
Okay, more, yeah. See, yeah, I thought so. How you look good.
I feel good. I'm great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. You know, only 3 pounds overweight. I'm great.
What's it like that when you know you don't have to cut down to 147? I mean, the 147, you always make it, but it would have been a tough weight cut. Now, though, you got these extra pounds to play with. What's that like?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good. You know, I can eat more. I can rest more. I don't got to work out as hard. I don't got to wear no plastics all the time. And, you know, it's less stress off my body.
We were asking, as you were coming in on the car, we was asking, does Terence enjoy all of this? Or does he want to just get to Saturday? Do you enjoy it all this week and everything that comes with it?
Well, to be honest, I be ready to fight. But all my peoples always try to remind me to enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Because one day all this gonna be gone. So embrace it while you can. Embrace it, you know what I mean? Show the love that's given to you to give it back.
And tell us about this moment at 36 opposed to this moment at 26, 30 years old. Like, you're 36 now. What's this moment like now? Don't look at like you feel like you're staring up.
I was about to say that. He's staring you down,
I'm listening. But you know it is fight time, so I'm listening.
So, obviously, the energy is the same, but, like, you know, kind of walk us through that.
No. Like I always say, everything happened for a reason. And for that reason, God didn't bless me to have it then. He blessed me to have it now, where I'm more mature, where I'm more laid back and can handle that comes my way. You know, who knows where Terence Crawford would have been at if he would have got everything that he wanted when he was younger and immature.
More dangerous at 26 or more dangerous at 36?
I'm more dangerous at 36 than 26.
I got a question for you, man, because before you came up here, I said, yeah, we know that your pound-for-pound abilities, your speed, your power, you're able to do everything. But your meanness, man, I think this fight comes down to meanness. What do you think it comes down to? Speed, power, or just temperament? Something that he has, that you have, that he doesn't have?
I think everything.
I think everything come down to play, you know, because I felt as if he never faced a fighter like me. Who knows if I face a fighter like him come fight time? We never know. But I know for sure he never faced a fighter like me that can do multiple things, that can change up his game plan in a blink of an eye, you know, at a split of second. And I told him, I said, once you get comfortable, you will make mistakes. That's when I capitalized on it.
You know what I like about what he said? You know what I like about what he said back to you? I'm going to try and not make mistakes. Remember what he said to you? How do you compare this to the Errol Spence fight? I mean, again, that was like a generational big fight, one we've been waiting for 5 or 6 years. How do you compare it? Because both big fights, but both quite different.
To be honest, this feels bigger than the Errol Spence fight. You know, if you look around, it's different. You know, Errol Spence fight was big for the urban community because it's been something that's been talked about for 5 years. Me and Errol. But when you look around, you see so many different races and cultures that it's bigger in its own right.
Indeed, we're gonna.
And I can't go nowhere without seeing a Riyadh season poster, Crawford Madrimov poster. I don't care where I'm at. People send me the posters in New York, Omaha, California. You can't go nowhere without seeing a fight, and that's what makes it big.
What's it like for you as well, being on such a big card? I mean, people have been saying this is like a Don King card from the 80s where there are so many big fights on the card, not just a main and a co-main, but you look further down the list and you got like David Morrell's on there and Andy Cruz is on there. What's it like for you being the top of that card?
Man, it's a blessing. You know, it's a blessing. And some things I just can't explain with words. You know, I'm just honored to be the one to start it off. And I just hope that it continue. You know, Turkey, continue to doing big shows like this for America as well as in Saudi.
I love it. Perfectly said there from the pound for pound king, Terence Crawford. Big time boxing on DAZN. Make sure you stay locked in.
The pound for pound great Crawford. The Uzbek superstar Madrimov. The Riyadh season road trip commences on August 3rd.
It's an incredible fight.
Terence Crawford, an all-time undisputed great champion.
I do believe Madrimov has what it takes.
Destination Los Angeles and DAZN for one of the best bouts of the year.
We both got a lot to lose in this fight.
This my division.
With the world title and undefeated status on the line.
He's ready for war in Los Angeles on August 3rd.
You got to go through Terence Crawford.
Go out there, son. They let the world know that you're great.
Welcome back. Look, so special. It's so good to have Riyadh season in America. So good to have it in LA as well. And so good for it to be that the pound for pound king, Terence Crawford, against a fighter I think is going to cause him a lot of problems. And Israil Madrimov, something very, very special. Undercard, crazy. It really is going to be a good night on Saturday. Eddie Hearn has joined us. Eddie, the most important question to ask you, have you played Terence Crawford at darts yet?
I just saw him coming off. I've made a call-out video that will be published tonight. Right, this is serious stuff. You don't call out a Brit to play darts, right? Especially if you're American. I'm sorry. We are bringing the PDC to America, but you ain't ready for darts yet.
I don't know too much about darts, so I'm going to let you have
exactly,
that.
Yeah, you know what? When Terence went to me, there's nothing you can do better than me than talk. And the only thing I could come up with was darts.
And that leads me to my question. You felt the energy of going up against Terence Crawford. Not in the ring, but tell me about the energy that you felt.
I really like the guy. Like, I have so much respect for him. I think he's a really good person with a good heart. And sometimes you need to bring out the personality in someone. Like Madrimov is obviously he's from Uzbekistan. He's quite quiet. So that was just me kind of poking him a little bit and letting everybody see that he's actually a real cool guy. Do you know what I mean? He's an unbelievable competitor. You see that, the way that he breeds that for his family, you know, like his sons and stuff like that with the wrestling. Like, this guy's a winner. And we know what we're up against on Saturday. But I like our guy in this fight because he's a real fighter and he's elite. Do you know what I mean? And he's a big 154-pounder. But he is fighting a generational great in Terence Crawford. I think it's a tremendous fight. But Bud, I feel like probably the world, but also the American public has never seen enough of the real Bud Crawford. Like, I feel like he should be a superstar in this country. He should be really applauded as a fighter and as an individual.
Was there any hesitation at all from Team Madrimov when this got kind of put to them? Like, okay, look, Terence Crawford wants that belt. Was there any maybe not?
Honestly, a little bit, because if we're all honest, you know, when you become a world champion and you've had 10 fights, number 11 and the first defence is not always Terence Crawford. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, when you're a fighter like, you know, he's from Uzbekistan, you know, people know him, but he's not a superstar. This is the breakout fight that can do that. Obviously, it's a massive financial opportunity as well, but Madrimov's about more than that. He was an unbelievable amateur, one of the top amateurs from Uzbekistan. He's a national hero in Uzbekistan, and it was like, look, ideally, we'd like another 2 or 3 fights, but the opportunity's here. Let's roll the dice. Maybe it's a step too far for Terence Crawford. When you're at 35, you're at 40, you're at 47, you go to 54. One time is too much. Yeah. Saturday, we'll see. But I like our guys slot in this fight in an amazing card, like amazing card.
Eddie, I'm sorry, you do understand that your guys are going up against the most dangerous Terence Crawford that there could ever be.
Why'd you say that?
Well, he says he's more dangerous at 36 than he was at 30, 26, 30.
Yeah, I think that Terence is getting on a bit, but he's lived a very, very good life as a fighter. Do you know what I mean? Hasn't ballooned between fights, you know, doesn't go out and party, you know, doesn't get himself distracted. So we're well aware of the challenge. But sometimes I have to talk up our challenger, but sometimes you do it without actually seeing a way that they could win or they could neglect the bit. But Madrimov, one, he has great ring IQ. His movement is very, very good. He's a good body puncher. He punches very hard upstairs as well. He's got a great chin. You know, he's a solid guy. Everyone's going to struggle against the movement of Terence Crawford, the ring IQ. But this guy's got to get himself into this fight. I think sometimes the hardest part of this kind of fight, when you lack a bit of experience at this level, is those opening 3 or 4 rounds. You have to be competitive and you have to get into the fight. And if you don't, then you're in big trouble. Because you've seen Crawford so many times, whether it's, you know, against Avanesian, whether it's against Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, those first 3, he just goes through the gears so effortlessly. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to find a way to negate that. It's going to be difficult, but all I can tell you is Madrimov is bang up for it. You know, don't forget the same team really as Dimitri Bivol and those guys. And when he faced Canelo Alvarez, no one gave him a hope in hell in that fight, really. People respected him the same way they respect Madrimov. But hand on heart, everyone was calling for Canelo Alvarez. He did a job on him that night. Do you know what I mean? So don't rule this kid out.
Okay, so we know Terence Crawford called you a great talker, and you're a great promoter. Now put your boxing hat on, your trainer hat on, X's and O's. How exactly does Madrimov win early rounds? Can he win the middle rounds? Can he get a stoppage? Does he win a decision? How do you see this fight going?
I think, you know, it's not even a case of winning the early rounds. It's just a case of being competitive and getting away and finding a way into the fight. He punches very hard. He has tremendous straight shots to the body. Like if you watch him, you know, he moves in and out of that circle within the circle. He pivots really well. He has great straight right hands to the body, great work to the body. He has to slow Terence down a little bit. It's really difficult to do. I mean, I'm not the guy to ask tactically how you beat Terence Crawford, but you have to, you know, you've got to put a little bit of a dent in these guys. If you let them get into a rhythm and you let this guy just shine, because Terence's confidence is on another level. Like, although he knows he's in a tough fight, he has no doubt he wins on Saturday night.
Eddie, we got 2 former champions that don't know how to beat Terence Crawford either.
Yeah,
so.
I know. But
good luck.
Maybe, like, the only way, you know, when you talk about those kind of geniuses, I put Inoue in the same class. I actually put Lomachenko in the same class. It's only when you move through the weight classes that actually you come up against someone that can nearly match your ability, but can match you in size and power and hurt you. Yeah. Like, we have seen Terence Crawford buzzed a couple of times, and he's in with the biggest puncher of his career. No doubt about that. And I think this is the toughest fight of his career. But Madrimov is relatively inexperienced as a pro. But they're up for this, you know, and, you know, you just got to get into the fight. You've got to find a way to not get outclassed early, not get hurt early, not get buzzed early. Right. You know, you see even in fights, like, I know Haney against Garcia is not really a comparison, but that left hook, you know, in the early part of the fight from Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney, it switched the fight in the first 2 minutes. If you get buzzed early by Terence Crawford, it's a long way back. So, you know, I'm not saying it's even a case of winning the early rounds. It's just be competitive. try and wear him down, try and find a way to hit him and hurt him. You have to land, and you have to land heavy on this guy, and that's very, very difficult with the IQ of Terence Crawford.
Well said, Eddie. Well said and well sold. I like it. Very, very good. And I want to be there for that darts
What's your
match as well.
fight of the night?
Favourite fight of the night, Bacoli, Jared Anderson. Can you tell them how good Bacoli is, by the way?
He nearly went for me.
Who, Bacoli?
No, Jared Anderson. He can't listen. I watched him spar 10 days ago, right, in Delray Beach. And I like him. And he came up to me on the stage, and I went to shake his hand, and he said, I'll do it because it's business, but and I've been saying he might get beat on Saturday, right? I said, it's a 50-50. He said, I heard what you said. I said, what, you don't like that? I said, it's a 50-50 fight. Well, bet me. You can bet me, DM me, text me. I said, look, I'm just, like, if you're the real deal, you win. If you ain't, you don't. A lot of you guys, American audience, don't know enough about Martin Bacoli. He's a legitimate top 15, maybe top 10 heavyweight. He's 285 pounds. He's a big lump. Jared Anderson, he likes to trade. He likes to sit in the... I'm telling you now, this is a tough fight. It's a brilliant bit of matchmaking, and it's a terrible bit of matchmaking, because if he gets beat by Bacoli, no one really knows who he is. We do, like in the game. He can really fight. If he wins, he probably don't get the credit. But I'm telling you now, if he wins, give him the credit, because if Jared Anderson wins this fight, he's the real deal. And I hope he is, because I like him, and I think for American boxing, he's fantastic. But I'm telling you now, if he starts trading up with this guy, if Martin Bacoli's fit, and if Martin Bacoli can have the cojones in this fight, this is a massive banana skin.
Hey, we got a bet here, so I don't know if you want to
tell me about Pitbull against Rayo.
Oh, that's going to be a tough fight.
I know.
That's going to be a tough fight.
A lot of people think that Rayo could cause him a big problem.
Valenzuela is going to be a live dog, and I think Bacoli is a live dog. Both of those are going to be tough fights. Tough fights.
Yeah.
As we're here now, last one then, Ruiz Miller.
Look, what I love about Ruiz Miller is Andy Ruiz, Marvin Hagler, hard to do your heel runs when you're wearing silk pajamas, right? What happened to Andy Ruiz was he made a load of money very quickly, and he couldn't it changed his life. People were hanging on to him. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, by the way. He has such a good heart, and people took advantage of him. And all of a sudden he's very generous with his money, and then all of a sudden his head was messed up. He lost interest in the game. He lost love for the game. Now he says he's back. He says he has love for the game. And when you got another 300-pound monster leaning on you and slobbering all over you 7 or 8 rounds in, you're going to tell me how much you want him, right? Ruiz is too good for Miller. Yeah,
I agree.
But if his heart ain't in it, and Jarrell, who now actually looks not like Jarrell Miller, 40-pound lighter, has really... Jarrell Miller knows this is it. This is it. And if Andy Ruiz hasn't got the appetite for the game, he might not win on Saturday. But if he's still the same Andy Ruiz, if he still wants it, I believe he wins the fight.
Andy Ruiz and the lack of appetite, I don't see that. But I see
what you've done. I see what you've done.
Don't blink. Sorry, don't blink for Morrell against Hot Rod. I mean, Hot Rod is all action. Morrell's a special fighter, as is Andy Cruz. In the game, a lot of people say that they think Morrell might beat everybody. 168 and 175.
Wow. All right. Day one in the books, and a good day one as well. I mean, Eddie sold all the fights there, and he's correct. There's so many good fights on this card, and this was just the grand arrivals. Tomorrow, it's the media workout with an extra bit of special for you as well, because we've got 3 fights as well. So media workout, stay tuned, stay locked in, 3 fights, and then it's the press conference, then it is the weigh-in, and then it's showtime from the BMO Stadium. So you see the QR code, scan it. Don't miss this, because this is going to be crazy. This, I think, and I could be wrong, I'll ask the Americans here, is the best fight card we've probably seen in America ever. And it goes down this Saturday. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a crazy week on DAZN, and we might even get a darts match as well. We'll see. Go on, one more thing.
No, they don't want me to. They'll probably ask you to wrap it up. Tomorrow night, we're live here with not just the workouts, with a show. Mark Castro headlining.
I just said that. I just said that. It's all right. No, it's okay. It's
the music.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
You want the last word?
So don't miss it tomorrow night live on DAZN. As Addy said, the best fight card you've ever seen in America. Riyadh season comes to Los Angeles, and tomorrow we're here on Santa Monica Pier with a few beers for the workout and also a live card. Thursday at the Chinese Theatre. Unbelievable scenes at the press conference. Friday, LA Live for the weigh-in, 6 p.m. Everyone's welcome. And don't forget, Saturday night, the best fight card, top to bottom, sprinkled in with a bit of Eminem.
Mic drop.
Didn't even mention Eminem.
Right here
tomorrow.
on DAZN. That's it.
I didn't hear you say it. I couldn't hear you talking.
DAZN. August 3rd, Crawford versus Madrimov. How do you know you're the best? Is it the 40-fight undefeated streak? Dominating 3 divisions? Or is it that you're always looking for more? Facing an undefeated champion on the #1 boxing platform in the world, Crawford versus Madrimov. August 3rd, buy now at DAZN.com.